happening? So I have not posted a long form video in a while, but I've been doing a little better with shorts because I'm busy and shorts are easier to edit, and you've seen my videos. I don't really edit that much, but let's get to the point. Am I scared of success, or am I scared to actually put myself out there? I don't think I'm scared to put myself out there, but I do think because I struggle with time management and because I have a really busy lifestyle, I do think I always find a reason not to work harder at content creation and creating music, etc. For example, I have 5 songs done with the lyrics, but I've done nothing to work on the music for them, right? And every time I pick up the guitar or open up the DAW to try and do something with the music, I get distracted by other YouTube videos, or I find something else to do, or I decide to drink a cocktail and then I get, you know, very distracted through that. So what is it? Am I scared? Do I suck at time management? Is it because I don't have the greatest focus in the world? What is it? You know, I don't know. I think the most successful people in life are the people that, number 1, know what they're bad at, number 2, know what they're good at, and then number 3, know how to focus and work through a particular process to get to an end goal, right? In my life, I've been successful based on outside appearances and based on what I've been able to achieve in the military. But I've always looked at it like that was sort of handed to me, because, for example, when you're in the military, you can kind of not, you know, be a rock star, but as long as you like consistently show up and consistently care, and as long as you try, for the most part, you're going to be successful, right? As long as you have a decent intellect, you have a will to succeed, then you're going to be fine. When it comes to content creation or doing music or anything else, it is, my understanding so far is that it is a grind, right? Like, you have to like commit to a process and commit to consistency, and you just have to keep sticking with it. And I'll just tell you, in my personal life at almost 47 years old, consistency is the biggest thing that I struggle with. I think that is quite frankly, if you really want to get down to the nuts and bolts of what separates the freaking, you know, outliers or whatever you want to call it from the regular folk, it's consistency, right? Like, I think that, you know, social media in our society is a very instant gratification society, right? And they try to, you know, and natural talent, like, I'm not trying to discount natural talent. I'm also not trying to discount hard work, but those are both 2 things you have to have. But the biggest thing I think that you have to have is consistency. I mean, if you go look into the stories of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, any of these, you know, Phil Mickelson, I mean, just whatever your thing that you're into is, and you go and you, I mean, even musicians, right? And you go and you unpack and you look at what it is that they did, right? The majority of the time, what you're gonna find is somebody that was an absolute maniac about consistency, right? They basically sacrificed everything else in their life, be it school, be it whatever, and were like, whatever their craft is, they're like, I'm going all in on this, and I'm going to commit above all else to consistency. I think they said that Slash, when he got kicked out of his first band or didn't make the tryout in his first band or whatever, committed to practicing like 12 hours a day on the guitar. That is insane. If you're committing to practicing for 12 hours a day, that means that you're probably not eating that much food. you probably don't really have much of a job, and like you literally are just all in. I don't know how realistic I think that is this day and age, especially if you're older like me and you got a family and other commitments. But like, I also watched this thing the other day that said, if you practice something for 18 minutes a day and you commit to it 100% for 18 minutes a day, you'll be 90% better at it than the rest of the world. I didn't fact check that. I don't know how true that is. But one thing I will tell you, in every aspect of my life, the people around me that are absolutely excellent at whatever it is that they do, the number one thing that they have is consistency. And I'll be honest, I'm not a very consistent person, right? Like, I'm moody, like I have a bad attitude when I'm tired, you know what I mean? Like, I'm consistent in some areas of my life. Like, again, I'm consistent at going to work because, well, I'm in the military, and if I didn't go to work, frankly, I'd get in trouble. I mean, and that's true for most people with even a regular job. Like, you have to show up because you'll get fired if you don't. But, you know, I gotta be honest, if I could find a way to make, you know, a great income from sitting on the couch and drinking bourbon and watching TV, I'd probably do it. But I don't think that's very fulfilling, and I don't think that's what most people would want for their lives. I think most people want to feel like they're bringing meaning and purpose to whatever it is they do, right? You know, somebody once said, and I don't know who it is, again, I'm famous for quoting people and not attributing the quotes to people, so if you know who I'm quoting, then, you know, or if you fact check something I said, then please, like, blast me in the comments. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not really worried about getting offended or upset, you know, because you said that I said something wrong. Like, I can live with that. But the, you know, see, and then ADD kicked in and I just completely forgot what I was going to say. Wow. You know, if you do something you love, you know, you'll never work a day in your life. That to me is an amazing feat, because, you know, while I enjoy my job in the military, and the military has been great to me and my family, like, I'll just tell you that in my mind, if you really ask me, right, like if I sat down with one of those like people that helps you figure out what you want to be when you grow up, I feel like I really sacrificed. Like, I feel like I could have done something else and been much happier. But I think everybody can say that. Like, I think that's a pretty normal thing, right? I think there's very few people that wake up, you know, in their formidable years in junior high and high school, and just everything clicks and they're like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And if you're that person that you had that going and you figured out how to make that work, well, again, comment, tell me how, whatever, because that to me is amazing. Those people that do that, right, that stuff, that's amazing to me. And I don't know what it is that their parents or what they have, you know, inside of themselves, or the school they went to, you know, whatever it is. Those of you out there that, like, when you were like 12 or 13 were like, I want to be a singer-songwriter, or I want to be a content creator, or I want to, you know, be a producer or whatever, and you went and walked through the steps and committed to the process early and figured out how to start doing that, you know, in your 20s, well, God bless you, man. Like, that's awesome. Like, that secret sauce and having that is amazing to me, right? I mean, my sister's got that. Like, my sister absolutely, you know, kind of got on a program early on, and granted, she thought she was going to do something else. She thought she was going to be a music teacher, and wound up being, you know, a singer-songwriter, and then ultimately an author, and now she does all sorts of stuff and works for a church. But I mean, God bless you early on. Like me in high school, like, I was doing good to show up with all the right stuff I was supposed to have and like not freak out during the day, right? Because I hated school. If it wasn't for girls and football and track, like, there's no way I would have made it through high school. Well, and my mother forcing me and saying that you're not going to live in my house if you don't graduate high school. But, you know, good on you if you figured that out early. But back to kind of close the rant out, because I've been talking for a while and we're getting to that magic piece of road where I'll probably kill somebody if I don't get off the camera. I think above all else, consistency is the absolute key, right? you got to be consistent in whatever you're doing in life. If it's your marriage, your relationship, being a dad, being a mom, being a lawyer, a doctor, a freaking singer, a songwriter, or whatever, you got to be consistent. Now I'm going to be at a traffic light and all these people are going to think I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself, but I really don't care. I gave up caring about what people thought about me a long time ago because it doesn't matter. Everybody's going to think you're great. Some people are going to think you're terrible. Some people just aren't going to like you at all, but it really doesn't matter. You got to be true to yourself and true to your own morals and who you want to be. But learn how to be consistent. I'm almost 47 and I still haven't cracked that code, but I sure am open to your suggestions. The handful of you guys that actually watch my rant series instead of just my shorts, like, I love you for that. I think there's a whopping 10 or 12 of you out there. But if you like hearing what some old crusty guy says in rants on his drive to work or on his drive home from work, let me know, because I plan to continue to do this because if nothing else, it's like my own therapy and it makes me feel good to unload on the camera. But anyway, thanks. If you think about it, like, subscribe, look at my other stuff. I've got some plans for some guitar videos. We started a Team Owens Adventure channel that has no videos yet because I haven't finished editing them. But we're just trying to do some stuff and share stuff with the world and make a few friends and have a good time doing it. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks for those few that listen. Have a good one.